Hey guys, welcome back. It's Jasmine. So for today's video, I am going to be cooking with you guys. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and leave any comments on like what videos you guys want to see, because I'm all down for your ideas. And so without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so for today's video, we are going to be making no yeast pizza. So you're gonna need some white all-purpose flour, some olive oil, baking powder. I'm using Fletcherman's. You need some table salt. Then you're gonna need some measuring spoons. Then you're gonna also need 2 mixing bowls, one for your dry ingredients and one for your wet ingredient. So the recipe calls for 2.5 cups of flour. I will be linking the original recipe in the description box below so you can take a look. And I know this looks like a lot, but it will make one large pizza just fine. So now we're going to be using some baking powder. It calls for 3 tablespoons of it. So right about now I made a very big mess, so it's okay if you make one too. Now we're going to go in with 1 tablespoon of salt. It is to taste, so if you want more, you can add more. That is all the dry ingredients, so now you can combine with your hands or use a spoon. Now switching over to the wet ingredients, you're going to need 3/4 cup of water and approximately 2 tablespoons extra. So now I'm going to go with my 100% extra virgin olive oil and 1 tablespoon for flavor, and that's all the wet ingredients. So here's the trickiest part. You want to combine these 2 sections slowly. Divide the liquid in about 3 parts. You pour the first part, stir completely until it's combined, and then continue adding the other sections. It's not for me to say. So I ran into a little trouble. I don't have enough liquid to make it doughy, so now tablespoon by tablespoon, I'm gonna add some water and try and make it the dough consistency. So if your dough looks like this, you probably want about 1 more tablespoon of water, and then it's all ready to knead. At the end of this whole process, this is what your dough should look like. It should no longer be sticky and be able to take off all the parts around. So now you want to put it on your countertop and start to knead. So just put it in different motions, roll it over, and keep kneading. So I know it's not exactly clear, but this is what it should look like. It should be smooth. So now you want to flour your surface and you want to roll it out. And before that, this is a lot and I don't have a good sized pan to contain it, so I'm going to divide it into 2 small pizzas. So if you're not a professional pizza maker like myself, it's going to be a little bit difficult for you to make the perfect circle shape. So it is okay if it is not, as long as it's somewhere close to it, or it can be a rectangle. One pro tip is to stretch out the pizza on all sides. It will help you when you're rolling it out. Sometimes patting it down can help, and a little bit of olive oil can also help too. And so you just want to keep rolling it out, and it's starting to look somewhat like a circle, right? So you want to make sure that it is flat and smooth on both sides. And now it is pan time. I don't have a proper pizza pan, but it's okay. We will just make do with what we have. I'm just going to fit it in the pan. And because it's not self-rising, there will be no crust unless you make it. So how to make your crust is you just fold over the sides. Don't make it too thick because it'll be really doughy on the inside and it won't cook evenly. But you might want to add just a little tiny bit of crust. So pat yourselves on the back, you've officially made your yeastless pizza dough. So I'm going to show you my toppings: some Crackle Barrel mozzarella cheese, some pepperoni, and canned pizza sauce. Okay, so these are all my toppings for this first pizza. And now I use about 3 tablespoons of pizza sauce, smear it all around, and then add handfuls of my cheese, then add some pepperoni, and that's it. To try and help the crust brown up, I apply some oil all around the crust. So now it's time for pizza number 2. The results in 3, 2, 1. So unfortunately, my pizza is not that round like the other one, but it's okay. And now I'm just greasing up the crust like I did with the last one. So these bad boys go in the oven for 20 minutes at 350. The finished pizzas, it looks so delicious, and I don't have a pizza cutter, unfortunately. I apparently don't have a lot of things, but I'm just using a knife to cut it up into 4, and look at that delicious pizza. And this one, I'm going to cut it up into 6 since it's a little bit bigger. For this pizza, I used bacon and cheese, and look at that delicious pizza. So that is the end of the video. Look at this delicious pizza. It tastes so good, and I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you give a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.